Hey everyone, my name is PJ Medin. I play guitar in the band Breakthrough, and today I'm taking a look at the SEP-150 electronic keyboard by Strich. The SEP-150 has 88 keys. The keys are semi-weighted, just meaning that they're not quite as bouncy as totally unweighted keys. It has 900 different sounds, 700 different rhythms, and 110 demo songs, if I remember the manual correctly. As is so often the case with keyboards, they do so many things. More things that I'm gonna feature in one video. I might have to do a series of shorts featuring the different functions of this keyboard. I'm just gonna go over some of the sounds that you would probably more likely use in a keyboard, and then I want to show you a track that I recorded using this keyboard. But first, let's jump to the unboxing. The keyboard is inside of the styrofoam. On top we have headphones for practicing, the, detachable music stand. Feels like a lightweight plastic. And then the USB cable connecting to a computer, I assume. Also included in the larger box looks like the stand. Let's open that up. Some assembly required. So we got the feet here, the straps that secure the keyboard to the stand, and then the screws to put it all together. Looks like Allen wrench heads. Got this other box. What's in here? No markings. The sustain pedal. It feels like it's got a pretty good spring, and the foot piece is not bending when I press down on the pedal itself. It does feel pretty lightweight. Let's take a look at the keyboard. Power supply, and the keyboard itself. The keyboard feels like it'll be pretty easy to carry. Got the bag here. So it looks like that's the power button, screen, tone, rhythm, tempo, ACC, volume, metronome, setup dynamic, demo, split, select, sync, chord, record, play, start. So it looks like volume and maybe rewind, volume and fast forward, and MP3, play, pause. We'll have to see what that's all about. And then it looks like the keyboard has built-in speakers on these sides. Let's take a look at the back. On the back, I don't know if you can see this, you have USB connection, MIDI connection, pedal connection, sustain, a MIDI jack, output, so 1/4 inch output, 1/4 inch input, headphone 1, headphone 2, so 2 slots for headphones, and then volume. And this says on, off, but it's not a button, so I don't know what that means just yet. Okay, then for the feeling of the keys. Ooh, so they are semi-weighted, which is good. I feel like a light plastic. They do bounce back up nicely. I am not going to build this thing on camera. I'm going to take a look at the instruction manual and put it together, and then we'll move on to the rest of the video. We're going to start by turning on the keyboard. The power button is located right here on top of the keyboard next to the main display. Let's take a look at the first patch here. Patch number 1 is labeled in the manual as acoustic grand piano. I like that. That sounds pretty good. Long as I just have a regular piano sound, I want to take a look at the sustain pedal. Obviously, without it, the notes are going to be pretty short. With it, they're a little bit longer. The notes aren't held out quite as long as they would be on like a piano or a more expensive keyboard, but it is enough to fill a pleasing amount of space. We're going to move on to another patch. We're going to go to patch number 5, Rhodes Piano. You change patches by hitting the tone button and then using these two select buttons. So I'm going to select up Now that I've hit the tone button and go to Rhodes. Not super keen on that one. The next patch I would be likely to use as a piano player would be the rock organ. So patch number 19. Not bad, not bad. You do have to hold the keys down in order for it to sustain. So unlike more expensive keyboards where you would hit your chord, hold in the sustain button, and then that organ just goes, for this, it's just gonna, the sustain pedal is just gonna function to hold out the note as long as it held out the note for the piano. If you want it to last longer, you actually gotta hold the chord in. Next, I'm gonna take a look at patch number 90, pad 2, warm. When I took my hands off of the keys, the pad did die out. So again, on a more expensive keyboard, that pad would hold out for as long as you're holding in the sustain pedal. There are a number of different synth leads in here. I'll take a quick look at 82, which is called Sawtooth. That Sawtooth doesn't have quite as many teeth as I would hope. Moving on here, gonna go to the Shamisen, patch 107. Interesting. I'm gonna check out patch number 100 called Atmosphere. Sounds like it could be a fun pad to use. Nice. I would like that pad better if it didn't have that percussive thing going on right out of the gate. It does have several hundred other sounds. We're not going to go through all of them. In and among the hundreds of sounds are several just kind of like fun sounds. I see one here called Bird Tweet, patch 124. After that, we have telephone ring. Helicopter. Applause. That's clearly looped, but I'm actually kind of digging the quality of that. That's great. That might make an appearance in a video here. Gunshot. Yeah, no, that's kind of it for the fun sound effects. I suppose before I close down the sound section of this video, we should probably check out the violin stuff. Seems like something we might use. Viola. We got cello. And on that note, let's go to contrabass.
what do I think about the SEP-150? The SEP-150 is a fine beginner's piano, and I could totally imagine using it live. The semi-weighted keys did take a little bit of getting used to, just the way that they feel when you're playing them. I've never played a keyboard with semi-weighted keys before. Also worth note is that when I was putting together the stand, it was kind of an irritating process, just a little bit aggravating. Then the sustain pedal, as you probably heard, doesn't sustain quite as long as a normal piano sustain pedal does if you hold it in. I noticed that difference mostly with like the pads. If you're playing a pad on a nice keyboard, you can hit the chord, hold the sustain pedal, and the pad will just hold. With this, it holds about as long as your piano notes do, so you have to hold in the keys to get the pad to sustain. There you go. If you're interested in getting the SEP-150 for yourself, go ahead and check out my video description. I'm going to throw some links down there. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Medins Make Music for more. Thank you.